it's not a big deal. Okay guys, here's part 2 of the video, and you can see I've done an eye, and Addie is gonna be my videographer, so she's gonna try to do her best to show you what I'm doing. So I want to do a little bit of hair. So come in a little closer right here. So you can see on this picture, you can show them this picture right here. This part is really dark. This part's dark, this part's dark, and a lot of it's really light. So my biggest tip to you when you're doing hair is to go over it with the light value, or like, obviously I'm gonna do a darker value in these areas and a lighter value in these. Go with the strokes of the hair, lay down just a value, like one value first, and then come back and add in like bristles of hair. So we'll start over here. You can start right there, yeah. So I'm gonna just, when I say a value, just like you're shading, and I'm looking at the picture and seeing where it's darker, because I don't want to do this darker value in those really highlighted spots. So I'm just gonna do some chunks here. I'm gonna go down to over here. Alright, you can just show that part. Right up to the ear. Just use the side of your pencil. So when it comes to all these, I'm just going to literally, because you can see how light it is, I'm just going to get like a nice base coat. And then the wispy edges, I'm gonna leave. I know a lot of you don't have hair in your picture, or your hair looks different, but hopefully this helps a little bit. So here I have some hairs flying over here. I wanna just make sure I keep those directions. And then this is just gonna be a really light, and I'll have to look back at my picture because I lost some of the directions. There's little wispy hairs there. You can just do this kind of quick with the side of your pencil. Because you'll come back with actual hairs in a little bit. Here I've got this big chunk that's darker. You can back up a little bit if you want to. Right up next to her little cute face. What? Undarkened eye. And then, let's see, I didn't get all this yet. Her hair is super wispy, and I know none of you have that problem right now. Brielle, you might have a little bit of wispies going on in yours, but not as much as this. So I won't go into those, but the main thing is lay a value down. Obviously it doesn't look like hair at all. I'm gonna give it a nice, just blend. You can do this with a stump or your fingers over the whole thing, just to kind of, so it doesn't look super chunky. You can use a Kleenex too if you didn't come to the art room to get a blending stump. And then I'm gonna go, just keep it over this area. Try to keep it kind of, okay. So now, I'm just gonna have a sharp pencil, and I like to rotate my pencil around to get the sharp sides of it. And I'm just gonna lay some hairs in there. A huge tip for the hair is I have all these, so on top of this dark section, I've got all these highlighted ones, is using your eraser and just kind of swiping out, gotta kind of push hard all those highlights of hair. So after you get, and that's like an ending thing, but I'm not gonna obviously go into length on this video, so I'm gonna show you right now. I have fancy erasers at school, but I don't have any here, but look how if you just use the side of your eraser, you're gonna get into that part there. You can kind of erase out like little tiny hairlines. So I would wanna erase a few of these little wispies. But I would have wanted to have gone a little bit darker first, but I just wanted to show you that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you. Let's do the nose. So you can see it, yeah. Okay, so come over here. Perfect. Just try to hold it up like this. Okay. So the nose, I've got all these shadows here, and I just want to remind you when you're doing faces, so that you don't get like streaky areas, I like to kind of shade in a circular motion. So I'm just gonna come over here and do a little bit of this nose here. If I were to draw shade up and down and side to side, I'm gonna get little streaks there. So don't do that. And you wanna shade really lightly at first and you can build on it. So the shadows always seem a little odd because they're just like, look like blobs on the face, but they're so important. And don't be afraid to have really dark areas. Like a lot of you, you give up and have like all just this light value. You gotta build on those. Like look at your picture, the darkest areas, inside the mouth, eyes, nostrils. You have to have those super duper dark. So if you don't have an ebony pencil or a 6B, just push really hard on your 2B. Like I have fancy pencils downstairs, but I'm just using this because I'm assuming this is what a lot of you have to work with. So I'm gonna get in that nostril, and as long as you know it's in the right spot, you can do that right away. Get that dark value. Got a little.
Sorry.
Remember to use your finger, blend things out.
Looks like she has a nose ring.
Addie says, looks like she has a nose ring. Are you getting the actual? Okay, I'll just maybe do this side. It's pretty light over here. I'm almost done. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
I'm not gonna do the whole thing. And then these shadows down here, circular motion, super light, so I don't get streaks going on. There's a lot going on down here for shadow. Do not ignore the shadows. They are the most important part. Addie's phone is just blowing up. And while I'm doing this, just know that I can walk you through anything. We can FaceTime, Zoom, whatever you need. If you're struggling on an area, send me pictures, send me Zoom in pictures, and ask for specific help, and I'd be happy to help you with those. So my art teacher always said, blur your eye and see where those dark areas are. And remember to get dark values, medium values, light values, and don't forget to blend them out, okay? So this is all I'm gonna show you right now because Addie's getting tired. But I'll do some updating on this and send it your way. She's got a live eye right now. All right, good luck. Remember, don't be afraid to ask if you have any questions.